What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of the Road to Ripped podcast. Today, we actually have a very special guest. Our film director and design coordinator extraordinaire, Zach Siegel, is here with us. He's joining Greg and I.
He's on the podcast. What's up, Zach?
What's going on? What's going on? Happy to be here, guys.
Yeah, we hired a ghost to man the camera for this one. So. Zach is in front of the camera.
Yeah, usually I'm always behind it. So, yeah, this would be interesting.
So it's crazy enough. Like, Zach had an incredible transformation. If you look at his before picture, Chris posted on his Instagram. But if you look at his before picture, Zach used to be like 250 pounds.
Yep.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's a,
Yeah.
Big boy Zach.
Big boys. And you're a tall guy, you're tall, but like 250 is big. You get a lot of extra fat. So now you're lean, you're muscular, you're strong, you had a great physique. So in this episode, we're gonna basically take you through the journey of Zach's story, as far as his fitness and athleticism. So what were you doing to the point where you were like at your absolute worst?
Just not even realizing what I was doing. I guess like I was in school, I was in college, focusing on like my degree and everything, and just life happens. Just not really paying attention to fitness until I think it was the point that made me want to get into fitness is I got out of a pretty serious relationship, so made me realize I think I was doing an experiment for a psychology class, and they needed my height and my weight, and I stepped on a scale and it was 250 pounds, and I was like, oh man, this can't be right. Like there's no way.
And that's not 250 pounds of muscle.
No, not at all. Not even close.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that,
and that was a wake-up call, eh?
Yeah, that's what really got me. Like after that, I went on Google, I typed in like fitness, like how to work out, and I got all these bodybuilding forums, and I was doing the whole six meals a day, working out 6 times a week.
That was after you got broken up with.
Yeah, so after that all happened, I was like, I got to get in shape. I got to do all this stuff. So,
sometimes breakups can be huge motivation to kind of change yourself,
Yeah, it's like we talked about in that episode, how to get over a breakup.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I did some research and came across all these bodybuilding forums, and I was just spinning my tires, going 3 months at a time. I'd lose some weight, but then I gained it right back because it wasn't sustainable. I was just spinning my tires, and I'd shoot right back up and wait. Yeah. And it was until probably 2 years ago, I think I saw like Thor or the movie, and I was like, I want to look like that guy. Like, what do I have to do? So I typed in like how to look like Thor or something on YouTube. And then it came across Kinobody, Greg's stuff.
Yeah, hell yeah! I did an article about that,
Yeah.
And then you came across my stuff, man, and it clicked.
Well, you made it seem too easy to get in shape. 3 days a week and intermittent fasting. You eat these big meals. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, why didn't there's no way. Like, I was like tired of doing all the chicken, broccoli, rice, eating out of Tupperware. I don't want to do that anymore. And I was like, if I could enjoy big meals, work out less, and be in better shape, instead of like killing myself, going to the gym, grinding out long workouts, a lot of sets, supersets, it just made it seem too easy. So I gave it a shot, and I'm still doing it. So,
yeah,
I mean, it works.
Damn, I love it. And then you also, incorporated a lot of Chris's stuff too.
Yeah. So at the time when I found the Kinobody stuff, that's when I found like the first season of your guys' Road to Rip podcast, and that's when Chris mentioned a lot of stuff about micronutrient deficiencies, and I was like, well, that solving these baseline these baseline micronutrients, because I'm deficient probably in a lot of things like you mentioned. So I'm like, if I fix this, it's just going to give me that extra edge in the gym. It's going to help me recover, feel better, have more energy. And I started incorporating that, and that's been a big, huge difference in energy. Like, so I guess I followed your stuff for quite some time, and then when I moved down to Florida after I joined the team in January. That's when I really started doing Chris's Thor program and incorporating like Testo X, Redwood, Cortigon, and the other True supplements. That's when I really started to see a really big difference, and was really consistent with my diet, and that's made like the biggest difference because I came down at 205 and now I'm about 185.
Damn, man.
Yeah, like 185 and shredded.
Yeah.
For anyone listening to this, go check out we'll put the episode obviously on roadtorip.com. I think we'll have to have some kind of redirect, but definitely, check out on my Instagram. I posted a picture of Zach's transformation on it at _Christopher Walker, and you'll see like it's a major transformation.
Yeah, you had that fat that was kind of hanging over your waistline.
Yeah,
it was like a spare tire. It was like a spare tire. Like it was there, and so the 250 to 185, that's 65 pounds of fat loss. And the cool thing about your transformation is you lean down a lot. A lot of people that try and cut a lot of fat, they end up kind of looking skinny, but you end up with a lot of muscle too.
They look skinny, or they look like just like smaller versions, like a skinny fat version.
Yeah.
Or they have like a ton of extra skin, which doesn't look like you had any kind of extra skin issue. So the elasticity thing, that's interesting how that works, because a lot of people that make that drastic of a weight loss like have this like loose baggy skin. Yeah. Which is, it's interesting because I would say like maybe because you were optimizing the micronutrients and making sure that the nutrition was good during that process, and it wasn't like a stressful situation on your body, which I'd assume is like a lot of the major weight loss where people have that loose skin and everything is probably they're doing like these major crash diets and like really, and
they're losing a lot of muscle too.
Exactly. Yeah, they don't have the muscle mass to support it. That's why they have that loose skin. But if you have the nutrients and the dense nutritional value in the food that you're eating too, while you're undergoing that massive transformation, it would make sense that your skin would keep the elasticity and tighten up and just look normal. You know?
Right. Yeah, because I think it was when I was listening to the first round of the Road to Rip podcast, something that really stuck with me was take the long road, it'll be shorter.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
that was the business advice we got in LA when we met with Asif. He's a family friend. He's the owner of Media Rights MRC Films, which does tons. They do House of Cards. They do
Ted.
Yeah. This movie just came out recently. Was Baby Driver's good. They did Baby Driver.
Oh, cool.
Nice. You see Baby Driver?
I saw Baby Driver.
It's good,
awesome.
eh? It's awesome. Yeah.
Good soundtrack.
So that's what his advice was. He said, and that's what our advice is with fitness. Take the long road because it's faster.
Yeah, that's what he told us. We met with him about the podcast back in the day. Of like, we're like, oh, we're gonna make a big web show and a TV show about Road to Ripped and everything. And he was like, yeah, just keep chugging along. Like, do it right, and it'll blow up even quicker. You know, don't try and rush things.
Right. Otherwise, you're gonna burn yourself out. And that's what I realized. You know, working out 6 times a week, eating all the small meals, is like it's not sustainable. It's not gonna get you results quicker. Do something that you actually enjoy, and you'll get there faster.
Yeah.
Awesome. What was your experience when you're doing the strength training throughout the journey, man?
Yeah.
Were you able to make strength gains and while you're cutting and dropping fat?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started doing the Warrior Shred program.
Yeah.
And then, because I wasn't able to even do a chin up.
Come on.
Or a pull up or whatever.
Yeah, because at 250, that's a lot of weight to pull.
Yeah, and so I was having to use bands and everything, but it was really cool the first time that I remember just putting 10 pounds on a belt and being able to do like 4, and I was awesome. Oh shit. Yeah. But now like consistently doing it and then making sure my diet was good, incorporating the nutrients, the micronutrients like from Testo X and everything, I'm able to do. I think my PR on chin ups was 95 pounds now at 185
for 4 reps.
For 5, yeah.
Damn, that's solid. That's super strong.
Yeah.
And then I think also doing like dips and stuff, I was able to do like 140 pounds. So
nice. Hell yeah.
That's beastly, man. So the cool thing, a lot of people say, oh, if you're cutting, you're not going to be able to gain any strength. You're cutting, you're going to lose, it's going to be hard to even maintain your muscle. But, Zach here, he followed the program and he added a ton of strength. He literally added over 100 pounds to his chin-ups because you couldn't even do one chin-up. Now you're doing basically 95 pounds for 4 reps.
Right.
So that's insane. You added over 100 pounds plus repetitions. And then your dips, you probably could barely even do a couple dips.
Yeah, body weight dips were a struggle too.
Yes, and then you added 140 pounds to that. So that's pretty insane in a period of a couple years.
Oh yeah. And then, you know, just taking dumbbells, doing shoulder press, and, you know, picking up like 45s and, you know, doing it. But now I'm up like 95 pounds on shoulder press.
Just follow the program. Did you ever feel like the negative psychological effects of being out of shape, or did you not really consider yourself out of shape? Like,
yeah, did you ever have any kind of identity
like
that you had to? Because big issue with a lot of people that are probably listening to this that maybe haven't undergone their transformation yet is like they associate with the state that they're in right now, which makes them like I am fat, I am overweight, I am out of shape, which gets in the way of their progress because. It's like we were talking about.
You get trapped in identity.
Yeah, you get trapped in, and it really is all about your mindset. So what was your mindset like before you made the
I would say
switch?
Before I was down. Like, I was like, I'm fat. Like, I need to get rid of this. But then once...
But it wasn't like a complex. It was just kind of like,
more of a
this isn't what I want. Let's change it.
Like an honest, like
right, yeah. You
observation.
look yourself in the mirror and you're like,
yeah.
I need to get rid of this.
It wasn't like you had like major confidence issues or
no, it was just like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't want to feel like this. I don't feel good. No energy. You just feel lazy.
Yeah.
Right. That's like, I mean, that's an easier place to make a change because the mental stuff's already kind of like not an issue.
Well, it's important because, I mean, but anybody that's listening to this could get out of the deeper, like mental
the deeper layer
part of it just by being honest with yourself. Like, instead of trying to beat yourself up and everything, if someone's just like, you know, like I'm fat right now, like I just got fat, like, okay, no, I don't need to pretend like I'm not fat. I don't need to act any differently about it.
I don't need to cry about it and like yeah.
I don't need to be like rationalize. Oh, my fat is beautiful or whatever. You know,
you don't have to put any crazy pressure on yourself either to be like, oh, I gotta be skinny tomorrow.
Yeah,
you know, like
it just
right.
Own up to it, you know.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like I got pretty hefty, and I was 225. I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of chubby. Like,
yeah,
I was turning it around. But that's really all it takes to just, and then you start setting it back in the opposite direction.
Right, and then you see progress, and then you just want to keep attacking that.
Yeah.
And how did your so you did intermittent fasting?
Yeah.
So what was your initial experience doing fasting? Like that first day when you're like, okay, I guess I'm not going to eat first thing in the morning. I'm going to go, you know, maybe 5 hours. And then what was your first experience doing that?
Like, I think, like
you already
guys,
used it, yeah.
I guess I had a lot of fat to lose, so I think it wasn't as difficult, but I think after you get past the first 3 days, it's easy. It's easy to follow. You just push it back and don't think about it. Drink some coffee, have some sparkling water, whatever, what have you, like. And it's pretty simple. It makes life so much easier where you don't have to continue thinking about food or spending a whole Sunday meal prepping for the week and then eating out of Tupperware. That it's just not a good. I just hate that.
Yeah, for me it was like two things, like the understanding of, wait a second, your body's actually primed to be like energetic and focused in the fastest state.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Thank you. Once I realized that, it's a completely different mental switch. Because if you were like, oh my God, my body needs food, I'm not giving anything, that's like a negative reinforcement. But if you're like, wait, my body's maximizing fat burning, I'm like in the sympathetic nervous system state where I'm like really alert and focused, and this is amazing for my body, it's detoxifying itself, it's kicking up autophagy, all these things are happening. It's like, wow, like you get the positive reinforcement, like it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
And then once you go through this first 3 days or 5-6 days, when your appetite regulating hormones adapt, it's not that hard.
It's not.
No, you eventually don't want breakfast. You feel worse when you eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you are back in that old state of being, like when you're eating the breakfast and you're like hungry an hour later and your mood swings throughout the morning and then you're thinking about food all day.
Yeah, and you're tired and you're just cranky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've experienced that for sure. But then also I think when you're in the fasted state, you know you're making progress. Like, you know you're reaching your goals by not eating until, you know, you get things accomplished, like your work, you work out, and then it's like, now I can enjoy a satisfying meal and know that I hit all my targets for the day.
Was there any big setbacks on the journey where like you hit like a you get to 200 and then or you get to 220 and it was
Do you
harder?
have any
Or
kind of plateaus?
plateaus or
I think I probably had some plateaus, especially with like the things in the gym. But I would just do the exercise rotation, and then that would I would switch from barbell to dumbbell, and then I would be able to make progress because I was like, oh, I've never really done, incline dumbbell bench. So now I went from barbell and then to incline, and then kind of feel out where I'm at, and then make strength gains until I plateau again, hop back on that, and then
Exactly.
there might have been some plateaus when I might have cut the calories a little lower, and then but then it's just you just got to feel it out, and everything's good. You're gonna make progress as long as you're hitting the correct calorie deficit and then just following the protocols.
Awesome, man. So and then did you have when because you went from 250, very overweight, out of shape, you weren't eating as healthy, you weren't really pushing yourself to the gym, so all of a sudden you're dropping fat, you're getting stronger, you're getting more muscular, you're in way better shape. How did that impact your life outside the gym?
I definitely was more confident, for sure.
Yeah.
My job, school, outside of social life, talking to girls, you kind of stand up a little straighter.
What's your ex-girlfriend thinking right now?
That's a good question. I haven't talked to her.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah.
She wouldn't even recognize you.
Probably not.
She's like,
yeah.
Zach, is that you?
You'd be like, wait, who are you?
I know.
Yeah.
She's gonna freak out.
So yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
So if you could give one tip to people that might be in your before picture right now, what would you say?
Like I said before, take the long road because it'll be faster.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't
get caught up in the moment. Just stick to the outline, the protocols that are laid out in the program. Don't try to make any changes. It's there because it works.
Yeah. Yeah, if people think that people get caught up in the tricks, the tips, all these little things. Oh, how can I shortcut this hack and yada yada, make this happen in half the time or whatever. But that never gets anywhere.
makes it backfire.
Yeah.
It's the same with building a business or a career. People try and hack things and get think short term, and when you think short term, nothing good ever comes from that. But if you have a long vision, you're satisfied with that, then you're saying, Zach, it's it happens faster. It actually just, if you say I'm going to spend 2 years doing this, I mean, you're making progress within a month.
Right.
That's noticeable. But if you say I need a month, I got to lose 30 pounds this month, you're not going to make any progress at all. So yeah.
Or have your end goal and then set up little checkpoints along the way, so you're hitting your targets. And
it still keeps the mentality healthy.
Yeah.
Because it is a framing thing, like you were saying, Greg, where instead of having a negative mindset about it, you have you can do these tweaks where just have a positive mindset going into it, and it makes all the difference.
Exactly. All right, well then.
Thanks for sharing, Zach.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. How's our camera guy doing? Our invisible camera guy.
Invisible. Oh, yeah. He looks kind of hungry.
I know. Well, if you guys haven't started one of our programs yet, make sure to get going on that, because the results people are getting are incredible. And Chris, you got a program too, Thor.
Yeah, Thor. So it's a book. It's on truthnutra.com.
Truth Yeah. Very cool, man. You guys can check out Thor at Truth Nutra, and you're on the Truth Nutra Sups. You're on the Testro X. Little Cortigon,
Redwood,
Good
Florso,
Redwood.
Yeah.
Redwood is the boner supplement, right?
Yep.
You gotta send me some Redwood.
Yeah, I'll get you a box.
Give me some Redwood, dude. You can never have too much.
Yeah. Take it twice a day.
You can never have too much.
Once in the morning, once in the evening.
I know.
It'll be Redwood on demand.
Wow. I gotta try some of that stuff. Fun stuff.
No, I take it for the pre-workout. The pump. For the gym.
The dick pump?
Because it boosts nitric oxide.
No,
for
the muscle pump.
It's for those hip thrusts.
The hip thrust. You gotta, if you have
you raise that bar the extra inch.
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, speaking of, how'd you come up with the Redwood formula?
Well, it was just like the concept of, okay, what causes the erectile dysfunction in the first place, right? So looking at that, it comes down to just poor cardiovascular health.
It's like too much vasoconstriction, right?
Yeah. So a lot of people just they don't have healthy cardiovascular functioning, and so
This could be also its own episode too.
Yeah, it should. Yeah.
So you know what? Should we make him?
Rain check. We'll stop it right there.
And we'll do it. How to make the world's best boner supplement.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's a good title.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening.
And
Zach, thanks for coming on.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.